Hey, yeah, I know it's quiet right now. It's the kind of quiet where even small sounds feel loud. The kind where you notice your own breathing. I'm glad you're here. Really. Not in a hopeful way. Just, I'm glad you didn't scroll past this. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to feel better. You don't have to understand what you're feeling yet. Just stay. There's something about this hour where memories get louder, where you start thinking about someone without meaning to, someone you don't even talk about anymore. You don't say their name out loud. You don't bring them up, but they show up anyway. I miss you. And that sentence still feels strange to say, because it's not the kind of missing where you want things back the way they were. It's quieter than that. It's knowing that even if you ran into them right now, even if they stood in front of you, you wouldn't recognize what you had anymore. You might recognize their face, their voice, but not us. Not the way things felt. Not the way they used to look at you. And that's what hurts. Missing someone while also knowing that whatever you miss doesn't exist anymore. You're not longing for the present. You're aching for a version of the past that stopped being real without telling you. There was no announcement, no explanation, just distance, replacement, silence where answers should have been. People don't talk enough about that part, about how confusing it is to miss something that wouldn't survive if it came back. You're not heartbroken in a dramatic way. You're not crying all the time. You're just carrying something quietly, loving a memory more than a reality, and feeling stupid for it. Because how do you explain that you don't want them back? You just want the version of you that existed when they chose you. The version of them that didn't leave you wondering what you did wrong. The version of us that felt safe. That version is gone. And no one told you when it happened. It shows up in small moments. You reach for your phone, not to text them. You already know you won't. But your hand still moves. Then it stops, and you just stare at the screen for a second longer than you need to. You hear a song you didn't expect, something familiar, and there's that drop in your chest. Not sharp, just heavy, like something sinking slowly. You don't skip the song right away. You don't turn it up either. You let it play. Even though it hurts a little, you walk past places that used to mean more. Restaurants, streets, corners of the city. They feel smaller now, like they lost their weight. You remember jokes that no one else knows? The kind you can't explain without explaining everything else? So you don't? You keep them to yourself. And at night, that's when it's the loudest. Because during the day, you're busy being functional. You answer messages. You get things done. You act normal. But nights don't distract you. Nights sit with you. And they ask questions you never got answers to. Sometimes you talk to them, not out loud, just in your head, as if they might still hear you. You tell them you miss them, but you don't ask them to come back because you already know that wouldn't fix anything. You wonder if they've changed, if they became softer or colder, If they think about you the way you still think about them when you're half awake, you say things you'd never send, because sending them would only remind you how replaceable you were, how easily your place was filled, how little explanation you were given. So you keep the words unfinished. You let them trail off. You let the conversation end without a reply. Again, being replaced does something quiet to you. It doesn't always break you loudly. It just reshapes the way you remember yourself. You start wondering what they saw in someone else that they stopped seeing in you. You replay moments, not to fix them, just to understand when things started slipping. You look for signs that were never explained. And the worst part is not knowing why, not knowing when, not knowing how someone can move on while you're still carrying questions. If this feels familiar, if you're sitting somewhere right now feeling like you are quietly replaced without being given a reason, there's nothing strange about you. There's nothing weak about this. Some losses don't come with endings. They just fade, and you're left holding the echo. So tonight, you don't have to figure it out. You don't have to let it go. You don't have to forgive. You don't have to understand what it all meant. You can just stay here with the feeling. Let it sit beside you, not to solve it, not to name it, just to acknowledge that it's there. I'm still here. And for now, that's enough.